Beyond Saltmarsh is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language, explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned.
What do you say we get into this, huh?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. My name's Dave, your humble dungeon master here at Guild Superior, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be jumping back into Beyond Saltmarsh. I'm so excited. I was informed by Michael that it's been like 2 months, and that's a lot longer than I thought it was, but it also seems like it's been a long time. So I don't know if I remember how to do this, but I know that the first thing that I should always do is introduce my friends, the people that make this game so much fun, my good buddies. Hello, my friends. How are you?
Hello.
Greetings.
Should I nod to myself?
Hello, I'm glad to be here.
More head banging.
We're back.
Thankfully.
Oh my
back.
gosh. Thanks for taking over for a while, Michael, and giving me a break. And I feel recharged, and we have a TPK emote, which is really what I was waiting for. So, you know, with great emotes come great responsibilities. We all know that.
Now you have to do
that?
it.
Okay.
You have to do it now.
Yeah, I mean, the price per unit TPK, you know,
Yeah.
we got to drop that down as best we can. Just kidding.
And it also
guys.
behooves everybody to roll natural 20s since we
Yes.
have a natural 20 emote.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have that. We need.
I'll get right on that.
One.
And if you can use the yeet emote, you have to throw somebody.
I like
We
that.
can't all play your characters, Chad.
That's, I mean, you got.
You are.
You do have catapult, don't you?
I do have catapult.
Can you throw like a small creature, a creature of small size?
Only if I use, what is it, enlarge, reduce, or whatever, to reduce them to like less, because it's so at base level casting, it's 5 pounds, and then for every level you cast it higher at, you can cast it at add 5 more pounds or whatever.
Can't wait to see that in action.
But you do have a history of having yoked people.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. Hey, Travis, thanks for coming. We appreciate it. Love the corgi emote. We need a dragon corgi. Is that a thing?
A Drorgi?
Should be.
Yeah.
A Korgan?
Corgan.
Is that a thing? That might. Oh no, that's a Gorgon. Zola
Right.
cheese, which is some of my favorite cheese. But anyways, I digress. Hey guys, let's do this. We got a lot to get through. We've got a game of Dungeons and Dragons to play. I mean, this is a big night. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. I'd like to go around and have folks introduce themselves. I'd love to start out with Andy. Please introduce yourself. Remind folks who you are. If you got anything you want to promote, go for that. Tell us who you're playing, and anything else that you want to say about your thoughts about season 4.
Season 4. I can't believe we're there already. Anyways, my name is Andy. I am playing Rhunar Deg. He is a 9th level human, dual sword wielding Battlemaster fighter and captain of the Good Buddy, which is the boat that we stole from pirates and now ride around in as our own.
Nice. It is yours to
Yep.
love and to cherish. Michael, please introduce yourself.
Oh God.
Sir.
Since the long since I've done this,
I
I've forgotten
know.
how to do this.
You
Let's
got
see,
it, buddy.
hitting important high. I can do it. I believe in me. That could be the wine talking. Hi, I'm Michael.
Boy.
My character is Theodoric Thalassitus, which everyone just calls him Theo because everything I just said was a mouthful. He is a Hexblade Warlock, Pact of the Blade. He is a seasoned sailor, and just happy to be here. I don't have anything big to announce, so I'm done.
All right. Kirk, say hi to the fans.
Hello. I am Kirk. I am playing Byron Hern, the rogue of the group, slash the chaotic one of the group, slash also known as Dr. McKillingutty, formerly known
I
as.
forgot about that.
I don't have a big nasty beard anymore or any tar on me, but I do have a small monkey friend who rides on my shoulder.
Chuck.
Named Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck is. So we need a Chuck emote. That's what we
about
need.
Chuck.
We got to get a Chuck emote for sure.
Forgot about Chuck.
Nice. Yeah, good old Chuck. How could you forget about Chuck? You know?
We got to get him
Yeah,
involved.
guys, come on.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
Give him a roll on the boat or something. Chad, say hi.
Hello, everyone out there in internet land. It's me, Chad, in my guise as Chad. Today I will be playing for you personally, you right there, Tenoch Knucklebones, a dweller of the jungles. I almost said of the jungles of Chult, but that's a totally different world.
It is.
He is a Ghostwise halfling divination wizard, a witch, a warlock, not mechanically, but narratively. He also is as smart as he is strong, and he can yeet anyone here off the boat.
He is swole AF.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back in my tiger headband.
Yeah.
And I got a new light, so I have to wear the headband now, otherwise no one will be able to see anything.
You don't have to answer this question, Chad, but do you have the matching undies that go with the headband?
That'd be sweet, wouldn't it? I do not have tiger.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
All right, tiger undies.
Now, last but certainly not least, also known as
Tigundies.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah,
not bad. Last but not least, certainly not least, is Ashley. We've got Ashley here joining us for season 4. So, Ashley, thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Thanks for having me join your campaign.
Now, you don't have to give away a whole lot about your character if you don't want
Okay.
to. That's up to you. You can hold it tight for now, but go right ahead.
Okay, I'll just give you kind of the overview of what other people have done. I am playing Feyre Evenstar. She is a half-elf College of Glamour bard. She is also level 9 because you guys are all level 9.
Mm-hmm.
And she... she's gonna come into the play really quick.
You were a gnome.
Yep. We'll see what happens.
Someday.
We just always assume her characters are gnomes.
Actually, we may not get to her until like the 4th or 5th episode, but Ashley's just gonna hang out and chill with us.
Is her last name Willingham?
Oh my god. Oh my. Yeah. What the hell? No, let's not even get into that discussion.
Nope.
No spoilers, please. Well, we're glad to have you, Ashley. Thanks for joining us. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a couple of announcements to get through. So, Chad, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about Dark Revelry.
Dark Revelry, a kind of dark revelry, is a module in the old school parlance, an adventure, if you will, a one shot, perhaps the first of a number of adventures that I have written with the help of my friends who are right here and published on the DMs Guild under the Superior Adventures Guild moniker. And I'm excited about it. It is a one-shot adventure. It comes with some very nice custom battle maps. A custom battle map, 2 versions of the same custom battle map. It comes with a we'll call it zhuzhed up Dyson Logos city map that I kind of reimagined for the city that it is set in. And as an adventure, it's kind of themed a bit like Fae-ish, which does unintentionally coincide with the Feywild book, because I started writing this before I knew about the Feywild book. But there we are. I'm excited about it. It will cost you $3.
Heck of a deal.
And I think it's fun. Hopefully you will get it and think it's nice. But I won't be hurt if you don't, I guess.
I will
be a
damn
realist.
it.
I'm gonna be a realist. I'm not gonna twist your arm.
Everybody's
You
going to
go
buy it,
buy
Chad.
it.
You know they
You
are.
go- yeah, but
we just
yeah.
dropped a link in the chat, so check it out.
It's incredibly affordable. You need
and
it.
We've all played it or run it in this group here on the stream, and it was super fun. Really, really fun. So I played it once and ran it once, and I loved it. So very cool stuff. All right, cool. Andy, tell us a little bit about merch.
You know what else is incredibly cheap and a good deal?
I don't.
Our merch in the Superior Adventurers Guild merch store. Just kidding. It's not incredibly cheap quality, but it is a good deal because it's currently on sale.
Nice.
T-shirts,
Oh.
sweatshirts, something called baseball T-shirts. I guess people wear those. Kids shirts, hoodies, masks, so you don't get spread coronavirus. Wall art, notebooks. Notebooks? We have notebooks?
I guess so.
We have
You
notebooks?
click on that link. Yes, we do. Wow.
Buy.
$15 on the merch store. Check it out.
Nice. Thank you, Andy. That was
Yep.
great. Let's see. What else do we have for announcements? Well, I would
really quick.
Yeah, go ahead,
if I
Chad.
may, real quick.
Yeah, of
I
course.
just want to level up Andy because
Really?
that was fantastic. Andy gets a level up for his pitch level.
His pitch level.
Level 10.
because it is not cheap quality.
No.
That was
It
that
was.
was
That was a good twist.
gold. That was
Yeah.
well done.
Did you rehearse that?
No.
Wow.
I never rehearse any of them.
Even better. Even better.
I make them all
natural
up as they happen.
talent. I wanted to quickly say thanks to CZRPG, our Wednesday night campaign sponsors, for continuing to support us. Christian just had a very successful Kickstarter, and if you want to check out their stuff, you can go to the link that Kirk just posted and take a look at all the great content that they are creating over at the DM's Guild. Support Christian. He's a great guy. His team is awesome. They've got a big job ahead of them with their new Kickstarter and all the stretch goals, but I know they can deliver because they have continued to put out good quality content. So all kinds of good stuff. Check that out. Let's see. Tomorrow night, we've got our game of Svealand. Same time, same place, 7 to 10 p.m. CST. Come back and check out a bunch of these people playing on that game. And rumor is that it's sort of coming to a crescendo. So check it out. That's been super fun. Excited to see what comes after that. We've figured out what we're gonna do, but we're not ready to announce it yet. But there was gonna be something coming up in January, mid-January timeframe. So stay tuned, my friends.
I will tell you, dear viewer and dear players, it will not stop. It will only get bigger and worse and more violent the rest of the Midwinter Canyon. It's just building and building and building.
Holy
Yeah,
shit,
the
you had me
crescendo.
nervous. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, no.
I thought you were talking about life. I was like, dude, that's
life.
deep.
I mean that too, but
I'm already scared enough as it is. No, I'm terrified. No, we would expect nothing less, Chad. And that's why we got the TPK emotes, because secretly I know what you're planning. So awesome. Okay. Anybody else have any quick announcements before we jump into a recap-ish of what happened and where we are and the hell's going on around here is what I'd like to know. All right. Well, my friends, Rhunar, Theo, Byron, you've charted an adventurous route since departing the small backwater frontier town of Saltmarsh, where you once enjoyed notoriety and respect for your heroic deeds. You quickly came to know, however, the plight of wanted men during your stay in the relative metropolis of Monmurg, having yourselves unwittingly killed a nobleman warded by a secret society embedded within the upper echelon of the Sea Prince's power structure, an organization referred to as the Fivefold Council. Sadly, in a tragic battle with a demonic entity named Aphis, your comrade Iron Coalbiter was taken from you, your dwarven brother having made a deal with the demon to save your lives. Some, if not all of you, surviving the encounter have sworn to seek revenge. Time will tell. Nevertheless, you emerged from the battle albeit devastated by your loss and concerned for your own safety, you accepted a job from a benefactor, Alesko Mariconia, a powerful Monmerg businessman who introduced you to one of his agents, a peculiar halfling of tribal origin named Tenoch Knucklebones. Under Mariconia's employ and accompanied by Tenoch, you traveled to Cybert Isle aboard the ship The Good Buddy to recover a missing anthropologist named Dr. Gra and his precious cargo. What seemed at first a simple fetch quest evolved into a harrowing expedition into the dense jungles of the Gloomhaven Glades, where you unraveled the nature of the doctor's research into the plague-like entity from the Bodal River Valley that consumed and transmogrified, I had to look that word up actually, transmogrified life forms into dangerous aberrations. Following the plague's trail of devastation, you made your way to a region of the island known as the Cauldrons, and found Dr. Gra having himself evolved into an aberrant creature known as Mosengi. At the end, you defeated Mosengi, destroying the plague's source and stopping its spread, or so you thought. Later, you would discover that the doctor's precious cargo that was shipped out on the Lord's Trident just prior to your arrival in Cyber never actually made it to its final destination in Monmerg. The cargo, it would seem, was missing. You eventually found yourselves returned to Monmerg, where you reported back to Mariconia and sought to tie up loose ends without attracting the attention of the Fivefold Council. Plans were made to continue south to the Olman Islands and the port of Narisban, where you hoped to track down a man named Vincent Solana and continue your quest to locate the lost city of Tamoachan. Tenoch, having quickly earned his place among the party, sought guidance from Mother Tiger and made a decision to join the Deg Gang in their journey. Investigating the magical tracking sphere that you recovered from Gra's body, Tenoch activated its magic and saw a vision of the ship tossing violently and rampaged by Mosengi-like creatures, not the least of which was a giant tentacled amalgamation hell-bent on destroying the ship altogether. Further research into the sphere uncovered its ability to home in on the beacon, presumably aboard the besieged Lord's Trident, providing a magical means of finding the lost ship. In planning your journey south, Rhunar and Tenoch examined the map fragment that you, Rhunar, had taken from a pirate captain named Charlotte Volchek, long before the Deg Gang before Deg became captain of the Good Buddy, long before Aubrek Dralian's murder and the discovery of references to Riali's map in Dralian's journal. With a careful eye, Tenoch discovered an indecipherable script marked faintly on the back of the parchment, perhaps with an accompanying fragments. It could be identified. Preparations made, supplies purchased, insights gathered. The Good Buddy left Monmerg with the magical tracking sphere guiding you towards your fate. You've sailed on a generally southeastern course, having stopped for a night in Cyber to resupply, and again at a small settlement on the Hook Peninsula of the Amadio jungle called Fort East Hook, where your presence was welcomed by the garrison station there as they've been isolated from the rest of the hold. Then you sailed on, seeking the beacon and hoping to find the Lord's Trident. And it is here, my friends, that we jump back into the story. As you recall, it is late in the evening, nearly turning into night, and most of you have retired below decks to seek a night's sleep. However, as you start to drift off to sleep, you hear the call of one of your crew members on the upper deck, shouting loudly and excitedly, feet rushing across the deck. Something in the water! There's something out there! Get a light! Get a light!
Fuck. Theo just kind of bounces to his feet and is coming up on deck, strapping his breastplate on, just like...
What are the rest of you doing?
You know, it's just something in the water. We're like in the ocean, so I'm gonna keep sleeping.
I think it's a boat! I think it's a boat! Look!
I'm gonna run out on deck
Rhunar, you
with a
hit the
couple
deck
weapons.
with your multiple weapons, whichever ones you want. You grab off of the rack that you have in your quarters, the captain's quarters. Does anybody else join Rhunar and the others on deck?
Yep. I'll join.
All right.
Captain.
On the
It's
way
a
out
boat.
the door, I'm gonna grab my helmet and slip that on.
I
Nice.
don't have I don't have a light spell.
What kind of a divination wizard are you? Yes, so those of you who desire to rush up to the deck or make your way up or somehow gather yourselves to the upper deck, and you see Kyle and Tamis looking out off the bow. And you do indeed, especially you, Rhunar, as you have your helmet on and you have the night vision that it offers you. I think it's a pretty good distance, the night vision. But you start to see come into view in the darkness a small dinghy.
Oh, that's not good. That sort of thing is not out here on its own.
Is there someone in it?
You ask
I
that
don't
question.
know. My elf eyes can't
Korka.
see that far, Captain. Maybe use your magic once.
Do I?
As
with
this
my
is
help.
happening,
How far is your night vision there, Rhunar?
I think it's 120
Is it
feet.
completely dark?
I mean, it's nighttime.
nighttime.
Yeah.
My helmet gives me 60 feet of dark vision.
Okay.
So not as much as elf eyes.
It's as much as the half elf or standard elf vision. Yeah.
Yeah, 60
Oh, you're
feet.
not 90 feet? Oh,
While this is
No.
happening,
what do I know?
Ashley, Feyre, you hear a shout as you are possibly half asleep. I don't know. Tell us what you're doing in this dinghy after dusk. It's nighttime and you're floating adrift in the sea.
I think I would have seen it coming up in the darkness because I have dark vision. So once I could see that there's something out there, I think I would have tried to stand up and wave at them.
Captain, I think the boat is waving at us. It may be a mimic.
All
How
right.
far away am I?
That's the sticky, tricky
You're within-
treasure chest things people talk about, right?
You're within 60 feet now of the boat.
Let's drop a couple sails and slow down so we can pick them up.
But Captain, if it's a mimic, are you sure you want to risk that? I'm
Hello
kidding. I'm kidding.
there.
Looks like a person though. Hello, person. Are you a mimic?
And then I'll tell the boarding
Of the
party
dinghy.
to grab their lances.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Do you think you could help a girl out? I seem to be in a little bit of a pickle.
Okay. And literally turns to the captain. Goes. You know that's a trap. That is a siren or something. Because no one stranded at sea says that shit like that.
What's a pickle?
You don't know what a oh god.
had
We
a
will
jar
talk
of 'em.
about that later.
I
That's
have a jar of
delicious.
them in my cabin.
I'm from the jungle. We don't have a pickling culture.
I'm gonna give later on. I'm gonna give
Are
you a
you
pickle
sure?
Tenoch, and it's gonna blow your mind.
I'm pretty sure.
Hello, person in the boat. That this is weird. What are you doing in a boat and just asking us for help? Is this a trap?
Oh no, absolutely not.
You know that is what someone who was setting a trap would say, yes?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's cast fireball on that shit.
At our last.
I'm saying this for your own good because if this is a trap, it is not going to go the way you think it is.
I have been out here for a real long time. Surely you would help out somebody who's been stranded.
At about this time, the first mate, Fritz, rushes up with a coil of rope, hands it to you, Rhunar.
I'll
Does
throw
anyone
it.
have can we get a light on her?
Oh yeah, there's lanterns. There's a couple lanterns that are being held
Okay.
now to
Okay.
Yeah.
illuminate.
Theo will, in fact, mage hand and will mage hand a lantern down to get a good look at this person.
So what
do
do
they
we
see?
see?
Okay. You see a half elf with beautiful long white hair and that's partially up in braids. She has brown eyes. She is wearing what looks like a tattered brown cloak. She has maybe like soot or something smeared across the side of her face. And I don't know if you could see that closely. That's how far.
That's fine. Because Theo's immediate response is, "Wait, Thalissa? Wait, no, okay, never mind. She looks like my sister. That's weird."
All right, I'm going to toss the rope to her.
Oh, thank you.
That's your sister.
No, I hope not. It kind of looked like her for a second. It was a little weird.
The rope gets tossed over to your boat easily. We don't need to roll for any of that kind of stuff. And you have one side of the rope, and they pull your dinghy in. What kind of condition is this boat that you're in?
It's not pristine. I mean, but I mean, it would have been a lifeboat that would have been on the side of a larger boat, and you can see it's pretty sparse. Like there's nothing really in it except for Feyre, and she looks a little gaunt, and you could probably tell that she's been in there for at least 3 days, at least, maybe more than that.
And with a little bit of help, they pull you up onto the deck, gathering your supplies. And then the men, as you sort of gather yourself on deck, they set down things on the at your feet from what you had in the boat, perhaps. And then they go to work pulling the dinghy up onto the deck of the Good Buddy, while you now stand in front of whoever. I guess I don't know if Byron's there yet, but the rest of you are standing there gazing upon this newcomer.
Now that you kind of see her, you can see that she's got like a cut through one of her eyebrows, and she's got a little star, black star on her cheek, and she's quite pretty.
That means you've killed what, 20 men?
No. That means she summoned at least one demon that's killed 5 men.
Well, that's good.
Okay,
that's a good sign.
I was just trying to make sure.
Is it a tattoo, or is it more of like a birthmark, or what is it?
It looks like a tattoo of
Okay.
some kind.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I've been out there a really long time. I'm not sure if it was 3 days or 4 days at this point, but I don't suppose you have any food.
What's your name, girl?
Feyre. My name is Feyre. What's your name?
I'm Tenoch.
Careful. If she's actually some sort of fey trickster and she takes your name from you, you won't have it anymore.
Is that
I'm
true,
a
Captain?
fucking wizard.
The crew members that are
Good,
on deck
that's your
kind of look
problem
around.
then. I would like to keep my name.
No, it's not true. Just stay on guard. Feyre, my name's Rhunar. I'm the captain of this boat.
Oh, nice to meet you. My pleasure.
We'll get you a bite to eat. What are you doing way out here?
Well, I was originally in a bigger ship, but something attacked us in the night, and
What was the name of that ship?
that was the Pearl of Fire.
Does that ring a bell to us?
You could roll a history check if you want, Rhunar. See if you can recall or if you have any knowledge of this ship. You're a long ways from your home port, so it's a little tough.
A 10.
You have not heard of it,
Right.
but
attack
you do have a thing for pearls. So right away, your interest is piqued.
Girls, you say? No, just kidding.
And as you're looking upon Rhunar as he's asking you these questions, Feyre, you see that the crew, there's a couple other men that have come up behind him, and they have, I think you said lances or spears, Rhunar. You asked them to get lances, so they're kind of at the ready. And they a couple of them overheard what Theo was saying. So there's a look of concern. They look ready to act if given the order.
Oh my goodness, you look so impressive. She's just gonna walk over and be like,
To be fair, the captain did spend a lot of time training them, so it's a good review.
What took down your ship?
well, it was some kind of tentacly creature. I saw a lot of rubbery, things.
Are we talking like small rubbery, middling sized rubbery, or oh god, is that tree hitting me?
Oh,
There
sweet
you go.
Jesus, big.
Oh yeah, that's good.
How-
That is the big category.
How long ago did this happen?
I would say 3 to 5 days ago.
I'm gonna. Are there any other survivors? Did you see anyone else?
Just
No,
kind
I heard them, but I couldn't get to them.
Did you eat any of them while you were on the boat to survive?
No, I did not eat anybody.
I give a knowing look to my fellows. Before the eat people part, not about the eat people part, about the tentacle part.
Oh no. Theo gives Tenoch a nod and then he kind of mutters something under his breath, and then his eyes are just ice blue and faintly glowing in the night. I'll use Eldritch Sight to cast Detect Magic for freezies. Is there anything obviously magical glowing on our new wonderful friend here?
Yes. You would probably see that tattered cloak that she's wearing is very magical. And on her back, you can kind of see sticking out from behind a lute is a crossbow. And that is also giving off a kind of a glow.
Holy shit. Captain? She's a rat catcher.
Excuse you?
We got a few of those in the build right now. We could be.
No, it's oh my god, it's a common if Byron were here, he'd get it. She's an adventurer, probably.
I should clarify
Yay,
with one
that
other
I
thing
am.
before you go, Tenoch. I have one clarification. There is also a faint magical glow coming from one of the packs or sacks that she has laying at her feet.
Is that your sack?
Yes.
Just check.
Sure is.
I was
I
just wondering.
Pick it back up and tie it to my belt.
I was just wondering if we should describe for Ashley what
Sure.
we look like, since
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
described
please.
herself.
Please
That's
do.
a great idea.
Since
love
I am
that.
realizing that we did not do that.
That's a
Ever.
great idea. Why don't you go ahead and start, Tenoch?
Yeah, what do
Yes,
I see?
So Tenoch is a dark-skinned, black-haired, dreadlock halfling. He is wearing loose kind of like piratey pants, like high water pants, 3/4 length pants probably. He has a vest. He has a large wooden mask that is kind of hanging, not unlike a clock where he Flavor Flav around his neck currently. He is as broad as he is tall. He is a well-muscled halfling. He's like a very short The Rock with dreads.
Nice.
Can you do a peck
Amazing.
pop for us?
Yep. I'm doing it right now.
Roll a dexterity save. Everybody else roll a dexterity save.
Oh, you cut cherries to the eyeball.
Theo, what does Theo look like in this time and
fail.
place?
The guy that's been questioning you this whole time, again, currently vaguely glowing blue eyes. That's not unsettling. Normally they're greenish, you think. In the torch lamplight, definitely olive-colored skin, black hair, kind of long and unkept, beard. That's actually kept relatively neat. Clearly has the high cheek profile and the pointed ears of being elf-blooded, probably half-elf, because there's no other option other than full elf. He's wearing like what you would consider like loose sailor outfit, except he's got a breastplate that's just like tossed on top that's vaguely smoldering in the evening air, just wisping away, as it were.
So hot.
Yeah, obviously, as you can tell, born partially of chaos.
There's a theme here. Rhunar, how about you? What are you? How do you look right now at this time of night, having just sprang from your quarters with weapons galore?
Well, Rhunar still has his armor on. Doesn't
sleeps
take
in
that
it.
off until it's time to sleep. He's buttoned up pretty tight. You can tell he probably has some kind of soldier in him. He's takes kind of some pride in his appearance. Studded leather armor. He's got like a tan complexion. Kind of think of him as like looking like a Pacific Islander. Short, dark hair, stubble, and he I don't know what else. He's got 2 swords that he wears on his sides.
And
All right. Well, he's not
And-
here yet, right? Oh,
what
sorry.
else? What else are you carrying?
Oh, what else do you carry?
He also has a very large and mysterious-looking spear
Oh,
Oh
Oh,
yeah, I forgot about that.
tonight.
Oh yeah.
my
Um,
He's
goodness.
got a weapon for every occasion.
If you can,
literally.
you can. I can't show that to anybody. So
The rest of the
There's a picture of
crew
it, we'll see
this looks pretty standard for crew members. Some of them tall, some of them short, all of them fairly dirty. They've been at sea for a number of days. But it appears from your little bit of seafaring experience, I don't know exactly how much of a background you have in seafaring. I don't think it's a lot, but you get the sense that they are kind of a well-oiled machine.
Okay.
as we're doing this, I'm barking orders to get the sheets back up, get the sails back up, and get us back underway, so we're not floating around.
Farah's gonna like nudge over next to Theo, and she's gonna look him up and down, and she's gonna just look at him and say, "I like your ears."
You still look kind of like my sister, and that's really off-putting. You've never spent any time in Keelan, right?
No, I have not. But
Good.
I love that you think of me as family right away.
Are you always like this? Because it's very suspicious. I just want you to know. I am assuming right now you are up to something. If you are not up to something, I'm letting you know how you're coming across. If you are up to something, well, let's see how this plays out, eh?
Well, I mean, you can't blame a girl for wanting the first people she sees in 4 or 5 days to like her.
Does it normally work like that? Like, does the thing you are doing here, does that normally work with? Does it get people to like you?
Can I roll a charisma check?
I can't stop you from rolling dice.
You can
Only
roll,
God
but you
can
don't
do
need
that.
to. You don't need
All
to.
right.
There's no reason to roll yet.
Like, dislike, you're alive.
Are you trying to persuade or to influence using any sort of charisma-based skill? Then yes. But if you're just having a conversation, no need to.
Okay. I was just trying to be charming.
Okay, I am not good with the way people influence people other than a few specific ways. So I don't know. That was an honest check to see if that was your technique, if it was good, if it wasn't good. Didn't know what was going on there. Anyway, very important questions. Why were you on the boat? And do you know why tentacles appeared out of the water and smashed it to bits?
Well, I was on the boat because I didn't want to die.
Okay, I meant the
On
boat
the
that got
ship.
smashed.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was traveling with the Pearl of Fire. Just doing a little bit of work. And
I mean, were you security? Were you learning to be a sailor? Were you providing entertainment to the crew at night? Were you secretly and sorts turning them into pigs when they displeased you?
you're funny. Well, I'm good at a lot of things. I am a bard. I could play some music. I'm also real good with my hands, so I can do lots of stuff.
Okay, there we go. All of the dirty sailor comments that I just went through my head, which I am not going to let out because it's very inappropriate, and you seem like a reasonably nice person.
There's a lot of whispering going on behind this conversation with the men, and Rhunar, you can kind of just pick up on a couple of words like, "What are we gonna do with her? What bad?
Yo, you think tying knots is dirty?
Only if you know what you're doing. Anyway, I guess the more important question there, nice. Did we get your name, my dear? Was it Feyre, or did I just make that up and you never mentioned it?
Feyre.
Yeah,
Feyre
okay.
Evenstar.
Feyre Evenstar. That's absolutely wonderful. My name is Theodoric Thalassitis. It is a pleasure to meet you. Does your character speak Elven?
Yes.
That last name is like a very specific, made-up, like old chivalry era like name you see in a bunch of sagas and novels. It is clearly made up.
Oh. Huh.
And
Wait a minute, your name is fake as fuck?
yep, sus as hell.
Oh boy.
So, are you going somewhere?
Well, I guess I'm going wherever you're going.
Where was the boat you
That's
were on
true.
heading?
As you ask that question, hold on for 1 second. As you ask that question, Byron, you are woken up abruptly with someone kicking the door to your quarters loudly. And as you open the door, you see that one fucking guy. And he's like,
That's what I
he
remember.
looks at you and he's like, "We got a visitor upstairs. You might want to check it out."
Why?
And then he turns around and leaves.
Ah,
He doesn't even listen to your response. He just leaves.
that one fucking guy.
That fucking
Hey.
guy.
I'm gonna yell at him. Hey, get back here!
Ah,
I'm gonna
I said get back here now!
I'm
He
tell
doesn't.
Alphonse to get her some.
Damn it.
A little bit of.
I gotta teach him some manners again.
you got it,
I've
Captain.
Been gone for too long. Oh. I'll make my way up to the top.
Okay. And you see your comrades surrounding an individual that you can't quite see yet. There's men standing behind Rhunar. It looks a little tense, not like a standoff sort of thing, but certainly it seems as though there's a questioning sort of vibe going on. As you enter, Feyre's just answering a question that Rhunar asked.
Which
Oh, yeah.
one?
Where was the boat heading? What was the Pearl of Fire? Is that what it's called? Something about pearls and fire.
Pearls and pearls.
I'm not like at player to DM. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was probably headed towards Port Tolly.
Okay. Well, I think the crew was going to make a stop at Port Tolly,
All right.
but I was just getting paid to be part of the crew. Thank you for the food, by the way. And she's
Oh, yeah.
just
No
gonna
problem.
like chug that water,
I'm gonna start.
and like
I'm gonna start
bow down.
ordering some of the looky-loos to get back to work.
Arr, arr.
We're gonna have a couple extra guards on duty tonight, but other than that, people are back at their stations or wherever.
Feyre, you've got a piece of kind of hard, crusty bread that's maybe a little bit past its prime. But the gruel, the sort of porridgey stuff that you're brought with some chunks of meat in it and some vegetables is actually pretty good.
Oh, well, I will also kind of like, snap my fingers and do prestidigitation and make it taste better.
Theo's
Smart.
fingers are like halfway through making an arcane gesture to literally do the same thing. He stops and goes, "Now you're just taking my job."
Oh.
You've been replaced.
Well, aren't
No,
you
it's fine.
sweet?
Tenoch is taking some of my job. You're taking some of my job now. I think I'm retiring. I'll just go be a sailor. At which point, Theo does in fact huff off and climb into the rigging
Oh,
to quickly and pointedly go find sails.
I think I rubbed him the wrong way.
I wouldn't worry too much about it. We need to figure out where you're gonna stay tonight. For now,
Oh.
once you hang out here, I need
If,
to.
if you can just give me a little bit of floor, that's all I need. You don't even have to give me a cot or nothing.
All right. I'm gonna motion for the guys to come discuss privately
Okay.
in the captain's quarters.
While
And
they-
so
Go
you
ahead.
leave me to do what?
I was just going to say,
To eat
while
your
while
food.
they do that, the
Under
first
guard.
the first mate stands with you. Doesn't really say much. He is this slender, lanky guy with shoulder-length blonde hair, and he just kind of smiles at you very politely. And as he does, he's got sort of a dead front tooth. It's kind of brown, but he's very polite to you. There are two other individuals standing with him that have their hands on the hilts of their short swords, and they don't look as friendly, but they're just sort of like eyeing you up and down a little bit, and then trying not to look at you for a while, and it's very uncomfortable for them, and you can tell it's a strange situation. They're not sure what to do.
Say, fellers, I was wondering, would you like to play cards with me? I mean, you have to be here anyway, right? And I haven't been around anybody for days. Can I do persuasion?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead
Can
and
I
roll a
cast-
persuasion
Can I
check.
cast?
Cast persuasion.
Persuasion
can I
is
cast
magic.
play cards and steal money, people?
That's
I
my
have rules
favorite
against
spell.
that
Let's
on
be
this boat.
real.
That didn't mind. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
It was like nothing happened. 19.
Wow. Yeah. So one of the guys that has his hand on the hilt of his sword, kind of raises an eyebrow as you say that, and looks at the other guy with his hand on the hilt of his sword, and he sort of pulls his hand away from the sword, and he says, I could play a bit of cards. And the first mate looks at him with the blonde hair and says, the hell you will. We got a job to do, just like the captain there told us to. So we're going to keep an eye on her. Sorry, ma'am. And he kind of nods to you.
Well, guess I'll play solitaire then. I take out my cards. I put them down on the table.
You get the distinct sense that both of the guys who are sort of standing guard are very interested in playing cards, but they're being outranked, if you will.
Yeah, I'll give them like sad, like little side looks as I take my bread and I dip it in the water so it softens up and I eat it.
Meanwhile, Rhunar in the crew, what's going on with your conversation?
Just in my quarters. So what do you guys think?
Oh, she's trouble. I mean,
think
I just
got
don't know what
woken up.
grade
You
of
gotta
trouble
help-
we're
you
talking
gotta
about
help her
here.
out. She seems pretty nice. I don't know. She's not. I don't know. Is her story really that suspicious? I don't know.
No, it's not the story that's suspicious. I just know that kind of person. They remind me a lot of me, so that's never a good sign, you know?
It's quite
Um,
possible her ship was taken by what we're after.
That's what
That
I
is
was
the more
thinking.
important thing.
We should double up the guard tonight either way, regardless. Keep an
As
eye
what?
out.
What happened? I was sleeping,
She-
and
You
that
missed
one
it,
fucking
man.
guy.
A
The Watchers.
chorus of angels came out of the sky, and they just dropped her off on the deck. It was really weird.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh
fake.
man, that's what he meant. That makes sense. That's
No,
I
that was. And
wake
it
me up for
certainly
that
wasn't the
too.
fact that she just rode up on, or that a dinghy came coming near to us, and she waved at us and offered, asked us for help. That's just too normal and boring.
Oh. So where did the other dinghy come from? Because I saw that other one. And it's not that bad. We
That
could
was-
use
that
the
was-
parts.
That was the dinghy that she came in.
Yeah. The
I thought, what about the
floating
angels
in the
then?
water.
I was really drunk.
Okay.
Ah man, I should have stayed in bed.
So we need to put her up somewhere. Any ideas? Where is everybody staying in the boat right now?
Me and Tenoch are sharing a room.
Okay, and then there's
I could give her like my bed.
You guys have the ship map in front of you, don't you? Let's let's look
We
at the
do.
ship. Let's look at the good buddy.
We do.
Look at that ship. I just placed tokens in where I kind of remembered people being. I think Rhunar, your quarters are here on the left-hand side,
No, that's
right here.
that's wrong.
Okay. My bad.
I'm on the other side.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because
that one's mine, I think.
The bear
That's
skin
fine.
rug.
Fritz.
It's the captain
Yes. All right,
with
so you're
the
over
desk
here.
and the couch.
And then I think Theo and Erin at one point were sharing a room down here in
Right.
this area. So I don't know if that's still happening with Tenoch, but there is this room here as well.
Yeah, I think that's where Fritz stays.
That's where Fritz stays. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Sales has this room up here to herself. And then there is
I was wondering whose token that was. I was like,
Yep.
where did
that's
we get a
Sales.
dark hair girl?
She's been with us literally since the beginning of season 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
But
don't remember seeing her token before.
yeah, we haven't really been on the ship a whole ton. But here's the crew quarters basically right here. It's where they eat, and it's also where they sleep.
I've got an idea. Let's just put her up with Sails. 1, keeps her away from the boys, just in case they're boys. 2, if she gets up to anything weird in the night, Sails will slit her throat.
Right. Okay.
Righteous.
She could take my bed. I could sleep on the deck.
At
Wow.
that point, I'm going to have to go sleep on the deck too, just so you don't outdo me in this like bit of being nice. And I'm
Yeah, it
also okay
doesn't-
with that if you want to do that.
It doesn't have to be
You
perfect.
can
I'm not
keep an
sleeping
eye
on the
her.
deck.
We need something to workable for tonight. So why don't we start out with Sales,
I mean,
and then go from there.
We could just rob her and throw her overboard in our dinghy.
We're not going to do that to her.
It's just a
entirely
thought. I was just
possible
throwing it
everything's-
out there. It seems
Also-
like you don't like her.
And this is something I should point out. She's carrying several enchanted items and seems talented. So, again, probably an adventurer. Probably, even if you were to get in your head that you want to do like serious harm, not gonna end that well, probably. Also,
Wait,
don't be a
I
dick.
didn't say anything about harm. Hey, what?
We don't have any reason, to be that suspicious.
Then why are you guys all so suspicious? You're freaking me out.
Because that's kind of my nature. I don't really trust people. Have you not noticed that?
I mainly just wanted to hear what you all had to say and to figure out a place for her to stay. So, if that's that, I think we should get some rest.
Okay.
All right.
We'll post a guard outside their room for tonight, but I'm not too worried.
Theo. There's another possibility that we need to consider. Are you able to detect infection?
Fuck. I don't think no. Not that I know of.
Well, she'd have to be wounded or something, right?
We have no idea.
Ash, I forgot to tell you about this part of your backstory.
Is she is she undead? I want to roll perception.
I can.
The infected seem to show, if I remember correctly, because it's been a while, seem to actually appear infected as if they were sick. And if this woman is in fact ill, she is hiding it exceptionally well.
Right.
Yeah, I pulled a snake out of a guy's neck. She doesn't seem like she's got a
That's
snake in her neck.
I don't
Yeah.
think she has a snake in her neck. If she does, it's a very well hidden snake, and obviously is not in any way making her uncomfortable. In which
She's
case, I
not
don't see what the
sweating
problem
enough.
is.
She did say she looked gaunt when you saw her.
Parasites.
It's more like little hollow in the cheeks, from not eating well for like.
Backtracking that now.
Have Sales sleep with one eye open.
You don't know sales. That's how she rolls. That's her deal. I
See, man, I'm not
I
worried
trust
about-
her to be
Two
on
eyes,
her head or
then.
swivel. I mean, that's being awake, Tenoch.
Don't sleep.
You might not. I'm
I know
not
what
going
you're
to tell her what to
saying.
do.
Stop. Roll initiative.
Oh wait,
Tenoch, you son of a bitch.
Sorry. Hmm.
So
I'm
do you have
going to
a
go let Sales know she has a roomie. She's going to love it.
I'm gonna go back to bed, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back out and deck.
I'm gonna
Farah,
check the orb.
we got a
All
place
right.
for you to stay tonight.
So
You're going to ponder
Byron,
that orb?
you go back to your quarters and go to sleep. Is there anything else you do but before you doze back into dreamland?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that one fucking guy. I'm gonna tell him he needs to fucking clean the deck. I want
What
it
the
spotless
fuck?
when I wake up. Clean the deck. You woke me up for nothing. Clean the whole deck.
He just,
Well,
he
just
just
between-
walks
just-
away. He
Just
walks
between the
away
two
shaking his head.
two high spots.
All right.
I'll dock you 5 gold.
Between the two eyes.
I thought it was Korga and
Jesus.
Tamis that you like to boss around.
He
Well,
almost
normally
got him
that
arrested
one-
and executed.
Yeah, that other fucking guy. We used to be pretty close, but we go into the jungle on Cyberit, and I come back and he hates me.
All right. So you give him an order, and he goes and starts carrying out your orders, and he's cleaning. He's pissed. Let's see. Rhunar, you head back up onto deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Farah. We have a room for you. You're gonna stay with our crew member Sales up here in this cabin.
I don't want to put anybody out. I meant it when I said you could just give me a little bit of floor.
Yeah, floor in that room.
Ah.
That's what we're giving you.
How big is that room?
It's big enough. Just
It's a
it's
boat room.
temporary. It's temporary until we get used to having you on board. Okay.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
She looks
Captain.
pretty crestfallen.
We've got an extra cot. Yeah, if we could bring it up for her.
Sure. Why don't we bring up that cot? We'll set it up in Sales' room.
Fritz takes off and heads to get some things for her. We'll come back to that in a second. Theo, you approach Sales. She's like, "Fuck, really?"
One, you're the only other woman on the crew at the moment.
And
2, you're the only person I trust to keep an eye on her. Because she's... You know how there's that type of person that gets by on a smile and then maybe doing other things with magic?
I do.
Yeah, that's her, I think. That's everything I'm getting.
Mhm.
I've been wrong. I want you to kind of judge that. And also, if she tries to do weird stuff, you know how to, take care of that and alert us appropriately. So, yeah. And I'm paying you extra.
Hmm. Do I have a choice?
Yes. If you're going to tell me no, I just go ahead and lead with that so we figure out something else.
I kind of wanted to just put some attitude up first, because I'm
Okay.
really ready to be off this ship.
You've been on the ship too long, or are you just ready to go elsewhere? Which way are we talking?
We got things to do. I guess I don't understand what we're trying to do here, but that's a conversation for a different time. I'll take the girl. She can sleep in my quarters. I'll keep an eye on her.
That's
You
because
know I will.
I know, because you are the most wonderful person.
Stop
I
right
know.
there. Stop right there. You owe me. Again.
I owe you so much.
I
If
know.
I have to start paying you back now, I might be broke, or at least have to break into the ship stores for all the money they have there.
Byron's got a list of how much you owe me. He showed it to me.
Why does Byron have the list?
He
That
likes
is
to
the
keep
last.
lists. I don't know. I don't keep lists, but he does. He's got a list of people he's going to go back and kill, people he's double-crossed, things that you owe me for.
I knew the first one, but the rest of
quite
it, that's
convenient. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to have a talk with him. I mean, hey, I'm very proud of him for writing things down and organizing himself, which doesn't seem like him normally. So hey, that's good that that's his coping mechanism. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking and back slowly out of this room so nothing can be thrown at me. I just slowly backs out of the room. Yeah, Feyre, we're all set up.
You look
Oh,
over Feyre
good.
and you see this dark-haired woman with this very sort of fake-looking smile, and she just looks at you and she says, "Welcome aboard, honey. I guess you're staying with me."
Well, bless your heart. This will be fun.
Just like roommates. Come on, come on. And she shows you this very small room. At the same time, Fritz, the lanky, long, blonde-haired guy with the dark tooth, comes up with a hammock in his hands and just kind of hands it to you, a rope hammock, and says, "Yeah, well, this is what we got. Yeah, so here you go."
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I take it. Is this room 10 foot by 10 foot or smaller?
It's 10 by 15 approximately. It's got a floor bed that takes up about, I don't know, a third of the space. There's a small table which you move out of the way, and Sales helps you. Yeah, it's this area right here that we're pinging. So you'll have a hammock in that room.
Would you mind terribly if I made it a little nicer in here?
Do whatever the hell you want, honey.
All right, she's gonna ritually begin casting Tiny Hut.
Very nice. Sales just kind of lays down in the bed and puts her hands behind her head and crosses her feet at the other end of the bed and just kind of watches.
And so it creates a bubble that is comfortably warm. It's not wet from being on a boat, and like the temperature rises just a little bit, and it looks like she thinks a moment about what she's going to do with the color, and then she looks over at her roommate, and then she just makes it look like shimmery almost, like instead of how she was gonna do it.
Does it take up the entire space? How big is this hut?
I think it's 10 by 10. 10-foot radius.
10-foot radius. Okay. So essentially it fills the space more or less.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you're both inside this hut. And your roommate kind of looks around and says, "It's pretty nice."
Would you like me to play you a song?
Is it a short song?
It can be.
That would be preferred.
What kind of song you like?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe one of those lullabies that they play up in the north. Yeah.
All right. And she pulls down her lute and she tunes it up because I'm sure that it's slipping keys from being out in the ocean. And she begins to play. A beautiful little lullaby about kids playing together with their parents after they come home from a long day of work. And should I roll performance?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll a performance check for me.
Okay.
Ah, damn.
Well, only a 29.
That's a 29.
Holy shit. Yeah,
Holy
you
fuck.
play this song and maybe it goes a little bit longer than a short song, but it's an amazing story that you're telling. And it's played perfectly. You don't miss a note. In fact, this instrument of yours was not out of tune at all once you had your opportunity to get it up to snuff. And you finish the song and you look over and you can see that Sales is fast asleep with one eye open.
roll over the other way. That's unsettling. Yeah, seeing as I still feel really watched, I'm just gonna try to go to sleep myself.
Okay. Tenoch, you were going to take a look at the sphere.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about that.
So if I a point of order on the sphere, it is not something populated in the magic item list. Which isn't a problem right now, but that's the thing.
Actually, it is. I think it. Let me just make sure that it's shared with everybody. It should be in the player magic items.
Oh, it's under Theo.
Yeah, it's under Theo.
Oh.
We can easily move that up to
Aha,
Tenoch.
that's why I didn't see it.
There we go.
Yeah, and so I can only really use it to see the other, its sister sphere, right?
That is the main use of it, but you also, with the help of some of the research that you did in Monmerg, you also learned how to utilize it as like almost a homing beacon. Remember, you essentially were using it for the last couple days to try to find the matching pair.
Right. Oh, right.
So it was kind of guiding you towards what you thought was going to be the Lord's Trident, yeah. So it's also like a beacon that transmits a signal to you, to this other tracking sphere that you have.
Right. Isn't that okay? Isn't that what I said?
You can both see when you activate the power word, you can see where it is, but you can also track to it. Not just because when you see, you just see what's around it. It doesn't tell you where it is, but you unlocked that through your research in Monmerg.
Okay. Yeah, tell direction and like locate the item for distance and location. Yeah, I will. I guess I'll. I guess I would start by just looking at it first
without activating it.
I mean, I'm sorry. Activating, looking, not using the locate part.
Got it.
Using the look part.
Okay.
First.
Yeah, simple enough. You use the power word, which is find.
Yep.
And you activate this magical item, and it's sort of like it's this stone sphere the size of like a cantaloupe, if you will, that is completely opaque. But when you say the power word, it kind of glows and becomes translucent. And it's almost like the Palantir, right? In Tolkien, you can see sort of through it, but all you see is darkness.
Is it like darkness, like night? Is there a different quality at all to the darkness?
It is pretty much just black darkness, just pitch darkness. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would use the kind of location-y bit, if I can.
Yeah, you totally can.
Try to get a beat on relative location.
Absolutely. Yeah, when you unlock that piece of the magic, it essentially sends this powerful sonic boom that only you can hear because you're working with the weapon or the item, and it's sort of like
weapon.
It's it sort of like almost knocks you off your feet or off the chair that you're sitting on, or like even if you're sitting on the floor, it almost like knocks you over. It's so powerful that you get the sense that it is extremely close. It's just like this huge like boom, and it just blasts you in the face essentially in your mind. Like it's very close. Much closer than it's been.
Okay. And I don't have like an idea of how close.
You get the
very
sense that
close.
it's you get the sense it's pretty intuitive. You get the sense that it's
Yeah.
on the ship. It's on your ship. The good buddy.
Well, that's not.
That's a new development.
Yeah, if Theo is not back in the room, which he probably isn't yet, I will go outside.
Theo's
Okay,
just coming back, looking over his shoulder, like, what the fuck?
And as
hey,
the two
Tenoch.
of you meet on deck or in the hall or whatever it is, we're gonna go ahead and take a break. We'll come back to that conversation after we take a little breather, a little bio break. Everybody who's watching, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. We appreciate the support. We're having a good time. Hope you are too. We will be back in just a little bit, 5-10 minutes, and we'll figure out what happens next. So yeah, we'll see you then. Thanks a lot.
We will. Yeah, we will.
Now, when we left, hi everybody. When we left, Theo and Tenoch were passing in the corridor. Go.
Oh, hey, Tenoch.
Theo,
Tenoch.
I think we
Love you
need
too, it's okay.
She has the other sphere.
Oh! Is that what was in the bag? This begs many questions. Let's go find out about that, eh?
Mm.
Okay, come on. And she turns around and goes right back the way he came. Knocks gently on the door. Tap, 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 tap.
I will, as we're kind of going over there, crossing the deck. I am going to use my silent speech Ghostwise Halfling ability to telepathically communicate with Rhunar, as long as he is within 30 feet of me.
Sure,
I'm up
absolutely.
on the helm.
And I will say, Rhunar, we have a problem. Please come down here.
Oh, the captain is being called. All right. I'll
As
head
you
down.
knock on the door, Theo, Farah, you kind of wake up from it or rouse from it or whatever you're doing, but Sales also wakes up and with a snort, and her other eye opens, and she looks over at you. Fuck. And she gets
It
up.
wasn't me.
She walks to the door and opens it up.
And I imagine there's a shimmering field of energy between us because of the hut. And just... Okay, that is a cute trick. I like that trick. Hello, can we come in?
She turns and looks to you, Farah.
Well, just give me just 1 minute. And she like very quickly does prestidigitation. She cleans her face. She does her hair so it's perfect. And like puts on her proper clothes, and then she comes out looking like she just went to a hair salon.
Theo
And
just
as she like kind of moves past Sales looks over to you, Theo, and just says, "She's good."
well, as you walk out, Theo just waves his hand and prestidigitation his hair to have all sorts of fun curls and look fabulously manicured as well, not to be outdone. Hello. We need to ponder your orb.
Excuse me.
You have a in the bag. You have a sphere in the bag?
I'm sorry. How do you know that I have a
Because
sphere?
funny story, we have been tracking that sphere for weeks now. So that's probably a conversation we should have now about that.
You might want to start with the name of the ship that you were on.
The Pearl of Fire.
Right. Was that just... That's fair.
That's
You already told us that. I'm stupid.
it's
Never
it's
mind.
all right.
Well, maybe you're digging deeper to find out if she's pulling one over on you.
So, that's very funny. Time out for a second, really quick. Dave, I do seem to recall from the very last session there was a lot of, we saw the orb being tossed around in tentacles, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Masangapus.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
it was
look
rolling
back-
across the deck at one point.
So, very funny story. Last time we checked into that orb, because it's magical and lets you see what's going on around it, which you may or may not have known about. If you didn't, congratulations, that one's for free. It was on the deck of a ship being tossed about by enormous tentacles that looked like they were the type of things that infect people and turn them into monsters, which, that having been said, brings up all sorts of concerns on our ends. So if you could provide any details about how that came into your possession, what's going on, we would just all feel a lot better about things.
Well, there was a lot of confusion when the monster started attacking, and when you see a big magical pearl rolling across the deck, you just kind of pick it up and take it. I mean, wouldn't you?
I mean, I would. There's just,
I mean,
concerns.
the owner doesn't want it anymore, right? He can't use it.
Do you know who the owner was?
Well, not specifically, but no one on that ship is still alive as far as I know.
More importantly, do you have any idea how it got on the ship?
Who was the captain of that ship?
Do I know that?
The captain of the ship that you were
The
on?
Pearl of Fire. Yeah.
The Pearl of Fire. Yes, you know the captain. It's Captain Anson. Hold on. Frey.
That would be Captain Frey.
You think, or do you know, and I'm asking you, begging you, please, at no point do not lie to us on this one because it could be problematic later. Not that I am uncertain or certain if you're telling the truth. I just like to give everyone the same blanket warning. Were they involved in any unsavory business, pirating, that sort of thing that you know of?
Well, that's just rude. I mean, what kind of girl do you take me for?
The type that showed up on our ship in the middle of the night as a castaway, is packing some very impressive both magical abilities and, from the looks of your crossbow, physical capacities, is capable of taking care of herself, and someone who I'm respecting enough that I'm having a conversation like this with.
Well, I mean, are you pirates here?
We have never actually attacked another vessel at sea, so no.
Then no.
Had you taken any ships?
Absolutely not.
What was the name of the ship we thought we were chasing again? The Lord's
Something
Trident?
Trident.
Lord's
Trident.
Trident.
Lord's
Yeah.
Trident, yeah.
And to be fair, we didn't see the Lord's Trident through this orb.
It was just a ship's deck, right?
We had seen we saw the Lord's Trident through my divination spell.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure.
That would be
Yeah,
a
I don't-
safe. That would be
based on how I
a
wrote my
valid
notes.
interpretation,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
unclear as well. Like 100%, you're not sure, but you think.
And there was some weird ass shit in my in the vision of the Lord's Trident too. So
yeah.
I think, yeah. Until now, we had believed they were one and the same. I mean,
Well, they
unless
could have just
somebody
had
has changed their name.
They could have had the cargo from the Lord's Trident, right? At least the sphere.
Well, we don't know for certain that the sphere was in Gra's stuff, right? We're just assuming?
Well, yeah, we never actually saw the Lord's Trident to begin with. We have never seen that boat before. It was gone by the time we got to Cyber. All we know is the manifest on the island said that the cargo left with that boat.
Well, no, straight up out of character. We don't know for certain whether or not that orb was with Dr. Gra's stuff.
Correct.
And I should make one quick. I made one mistake. I didn't know what you were asking me, Ashley, for the captain's name. The captain of the ship that you were on, the Pearl of Fire, was Fanmir Salturk. The other captain of the Lord's Trident was Captain Anton, who is often described as a trustworthy fellow.
Okay, I guess I would have said Captain Salturk then of the Pearl of Fire.
Yeah.
If that means anything.
Does the Lord's Trident mean anything to you? It's a boat.
I think I've heard of it.
Have you seen it?
What capacity?
Well, not recently.
When did you see it?
A while ago.
May we ask where?
Insight check.
Where did you see it?
Are we going to do a roll-off?
Rollies.
Theo just assumes anything she said could be false, so he's
So,
not even asking for
let
insight.
Let me ask this. Are you, Feyre, are you trying to be deceptive right now?
Yes.
Roll a deception check. Tenoch, are you attempting to sort of ascertain
Yeah,
whether or not she's
that
being
seems-
straight with you? Roll an insight check for me.
That
Let's-
seems
let's see.
suspect.
Where they meet.
I got a 16.
God damn, fucking bards.
Fucking parts.
Fucking bards. Am I right? Hang on, let
You're
me-
right. This is what I'm good at.
Okay. I really thought about replacing my roll before I rolled, but I didn't, so
So you said you'd heard of it.
I have no idea.
Where did you hear of it?
Well, where does anyone hear about ships? Just other sailors.
You're being really kind of dodgy here. It comes off as suspicious. Again, to be fair, you know, we did just pick you up in the water. It seems kind of weird. But we're running into a weird confluence of things where you suddenly have one of the things we've been tracking for a while that's related to, and again, and I cannot emphasize this enough, a monster that infects people and turns them into horrific monstrosities. So you can imagine why we're a little nervous.
Well, you're welcome to do a medical check on me if you want to be sure. And she just walks like right up into your space.
You just kind of like, how tall is she?
Oh, 5'5", 5'6". She's
Okay,
not
so
very
only
tall.
an inch. Like he's only a couple of inches taller. So it's like, are you coming on to me? Is that where this is going?
Well, I never. And I'll just like,
That seems very unlikely.
damn. She's gonna step back and is there a chair in here or something?
In your room?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's
Yeah.
a desk and a chair. Yep.
Yeah, she's just gonna sit down. Well, if I'm gonna get interrogated, Might as well sit down.
I mean, if are we doing an interrogation? Do I need to get like hot pokers and like a guy with a hood? Do we have any guys with a hood? No, we don't have any guys with a hood. We're not waking Byron up for this. I'll take it too seriously.
I'm gonna step away. While this is going on, I'm gonna step away and do some magic shit.
So to keep
Very
that
mysterious.
distraction going on, just kind of a okay. So tentacles in the middle of the night? That's a little weird because we've definitely saw the tentacles attacking a ship in the middle of the day. So right there, we're not sure what's going on.
So you say this thing's a beacon,
Yeah,
and I just have the homing half.
exactly.
Well, one presumes if you knew how to work it, you could have been spying on us the whole time as well. Who knows?
Is that how this works?
We assumed that that was with some cargo that we were trying to track down. And then you showed up with it.
Yeah, well, I don't have that cargo.
You know, you don't. You
Like,
don't have like just a chest hidden on you somewhere we totally missed.
She pats herself down. Nope.
No, probably not.
I'm a level with you. You know, we've all had some, you know, not so. What am I trying to say? Not so legal jobs before. They're not necessarily on the up and up, you could say. But you know, we really need to find this cargo. I mean, it could kill a lot of people.
Well,
If you know anything about it.
you might not have to worry about that then. Pretty sure it's at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. I'm not sure that means I have to stop worrying about it, though.
No, because that suddenly turns it into like mutated sharks that could maybe get up on land on tentacles, and that idea alone scares the hell out of me. How's that magic going, Tenoch?
You said you've been in the water a few days.
That's right.
Do you know where you were in the world when this all happened?
Well, I'm not the navigator. But we were heading back to, you just told me where it was.
Portoli.
Portoli.
Any islands or anything like that? Coastlines?
Dave, would I know anything like that about?
Do you have any sailor background or navigational tools or anything like that?
Navigator, no, and not for my background.
Okay.
But
are you proficient in nature? If you are, roll me a nature check. Otherwise, roll me just a straight
like
intelligence.
a ninth level bard.
Yeah, just roll me a straight intelligence check then.
Do you get jack of all trades?
Yeah, for sure they do.
Is that a thing?
That's like one of the things. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
It's
I'm just trying to
amazing.
remember.
Jack of all trades is amazing.
Whoa. Oh, that's
Or you just have hot dice. Or just hot dice.
Nice.
yeah, right. I just let me add a 1 and get a 19.
You know, you think about it for a minute, and you do recall you were in the middle of the sea when this shit went down, and your ship was besieged by this creature, and you grabbed the orb and you jumped in the dinghy, blah blah blah. So immediately finding the exact spot where this all happened would be very difficult, if not impossible. However, you do recall 2 days prior to the attack having passed a set of islands that you could potentially point out on a map if you were presented with one.
Okay. Well, if you happen to have a map, maybe I could kind of figure out where we were.
We have one.
We have like several actually. You know.
I'll get a map to show her.
Did you want me to get that, Captain?
If I'm
Okay,
not
you've
just
got
walking
that.
around with one.
Now, I mean, I know I'm kind of at your disposal here because I am stranded in the middle of the ocean, but you've all asked for a lot of stuff, and I think you want this pearl, maybe. I don't know.
I'm not sure if we actually want it. I'm going to be honest. It was what it was near. We
Well.
were trying to figure out where it was. So, you can keep it as far as I'm concerned. And that way, if anyone else says anything, they can't, you can tell them that I told you could have it. They may even listen.
Oh, the other half belongs to Tenoch, so you could ask him.
Maybe work out like some sort of sharing arrangement where you all get it on even days versus odd days?
It's no good that way.
I mean,
It
it's
literally
not.
wouldn't do anything. I
It's,
can see you. You're 30 feet away from me. I know, but I can see you.
Just make sure it's covered.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, if you're tired of carrying it around, we don't. We were using it to find the other half, so we found it.
Yep, you
Yay.
sure did.
So we're not
It's
currently
a little
using it
creepy,
right now.
actually.
If you don't mind, I think we should probably take it off your hands. But I'm not going to force you.
Well, how about we say it is the price of my admission here aboard your ship until you can maybe drop me off somewhere, or I don't know.
As you guys are negotiating what's happening here, Tenoch, what's going on with this magic shit you've got going on?
Yeah, I am going to go out on deck and cast Arcane Eye and sink that thing like fish radar below the ship. Yeah, because it allows you to see 30 feet, which in the fucking ocean isn't a lot, but it's better than nothing. It does give me dark vision, so I'm just gonna try to sink it as far and as fast as I can to see if there's anything fucking down there.
So basically, it's like riding the hull of the ship, sort of like with you as the ship's moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And because I want to just make sure that there's nothing fucking following us, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that would be not great.
I love the ideas that
I
you
don't
guys
like that
come
laugh,
up with.
but,
I love it.
But let's do it.
Yeah. The ways that you've used this this Arcane Eye, you've used it to great effect, finding Danverius when he was lost in the cove, etc. Easily you do this, you get it going, it dives below the waves, and it kind of like positions itself stationary with the hull as you travel through the ocean. You don't immediately sense anything with it. It's the ship is. Are you, Rhunar, this would be a question for the captain. Is the ship at full sail in the middle of the night? Or do you have a full crew that is, traveling? Or are you sort of like at a rest phase?
That I said earlier that we were sailing, but I know that that's more of a modern practice is sailing at night.
Mm-hmm.
So I think before we said that we didn't sail at night.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we were traveling to Cyber.
Sure.
So I guess I don't know. I guess we would.
I'll leave it to you. You're the captain.
I would say, knowing that we're in open ocean, we're like going, but like at slowly, like not at full sails, like full blast.
So you've got kind of a skeleton crew working the ship through the night.
For the last time, I am not a necromancer. Those are not mine.
They're not real skeletons.
They came from.
I mean, it's possible to navigate by the stars too. Mm-hmm. So,
hey, thanks for the resub. Appreciate it. God dang it, booty, Bobby. My bad.
Little
nice
of A, little
nice
B.
Nice booty on Bobby though.
Bobby.
Love you, booty. I mean, Bobby.
Booby.
So yes, all right. So Rhunar, with the eye, you don't pick up anything immediately threatening or anything like that. It's very dark, but you do have the dark vision. But I'm not going to have you roll anything because there's nothing that's sort of like attacking or nothing that's strange. But you do have that up if that happens. Back to negotiation. Or sorry, go ahead. Did you have anything else?
I was just gonna say, yeah, I'll keep so I can concentrate on that for up to an hour. So I'm just gonna kind of keep that up
Okay.
as long as much as possible,
Got
just
it.
to make sure.
Yep. I love it. All right, back to the negotiation. Rhunar, Feyre.
I will take that as, compensation for your passage. No problem.
Alrighty then. And she digs out from the little bag next to her that beacon. And how large is the beacon part of it? Same,
About
identical?
the same size. Yep, but it's very similar in the appearance and the size. It just looks
Okay.
like a very perfectly spherical rock, about the size of a cantaloupe.
Well, I figured it was magic. I just couldn't get it to do anything.
Yeah, I think you need the other half to make it do anything.
And I'll hand it to Deg, and then I'll be like, Tenoch, Deg.
I'll take it.
Like-
He's out there doing his
Oh.
thing right now.
He's doing witchcraft. It's okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, you bought passage. You're our guest. Relax. If you feel like telling us
Alright.
more about your boat,
You can put our
wouldn't
service to
mind.
the test.
you may or
Well-
may not enjoy the food.
I can make anything enjoyable.
I know. He just dejectedly sighs.
Your roll is filled, buddy. Oh, so sad.
Do you want to have a bake-off?
Oh,
Oh, oh,
when
Oh.
we get
All Theo is a sword now. Theo, you're just a sword.
Ugh,
Yep.
so sad.
I'm gonna show her the map that we have and see if she could point out the islands.
Then when you say the map, what
Okay.
map are you talking about? Because there's a lot of different maps that you could be showing.
Well,
We do
not
have
the
a
map
lot of
to
maps.
nearest band
The,
further south.
yeah, not that map.
But the map, the one we had to get us
Yeah.
to cyber.
Your charts,
that
your
shows
navigational charts.
that shows
Absolutely.
that shows Port Tolly and everything
Absolutely,
like that.
it does.
So.
Yep. In fact, let me bring that up here so we can see what we're looking at. Ba-ba-da-ba.
just looks like squiggly lines on paper. God.
Let's see.
That's what all maps
There
look
we go.
like.
So this is, if you guys can see this on the map, this is sort of the regional area. Port Tolly is right down here at the bottom of the map.
Right.
Let me bring up a different map for you. You recall like Cybert Isle is here. You guys spent a lot of time on Cybert Isle. You're south of that now. So
Yeah, we know a lot about Cyber Isle.
yep, you guys know quite a bit about that. So you have traveled down. You've stopped at Fort East Hook. I mentioned that in this sort of introduction narrative. So you stopped
okay.
here to momentarily. This was before meeting Feyre, of course. So you're probably somewhere down in this neck of the woods. Maybe a little bit off the map in the great wide blue ocean, the Azure Sea, as it were. But if
Okay.
we go back to that other map, that shows us a little bit more in the area of where Feyre, you would, if they showed you this map, because of the roll that you had, which was amazing, you would probably recognize this little set of islands right here,
Okay.
which is just south of Cybert Isle.
Okay.
So we already passed those, right?
Oh yeah, you're way south of that at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are exceptionally south of that.
So based on okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'll like draw a little circle around the area that I think.
Okay. So based on where she circled and where we currently are,
Mm-hmm.
could we assume that she was 2 days past those islands, right, when they got attacked?
Yes, and
Is that
then
what
it's
you
been she also said it's been a number of days that she's been adrift.
Mm-hmm.
since that happened.
So there's no.
Is that the same path we would have taken?
Yeah, would they have potentially been on
Somewhat,
the same
yes. You
route?
would have gone a very similar route past that area.
On our
Wait,
route.
so if I am reading this correctly, did you say you were leaving Port Toli or going to Port Toli?
Going to.
But you were closer to Port Toli at that point, and then you are saying 2 days after the fact, if you had been sailing for 2 days, you would have gotten to Port Toli.
Well, I am not a navigator. And I'm in a little boat. How do you expect me to get there?
Yeah.
I'm more pointing out that the journey you were on was not to Port Toli.
Well, that's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of ship was
It
this?
is. It
What
is
was your
clearly
job on this
written on
boat again?
Theo's face that he disbelieves.
Well, I guess that's the curse of being a devastatingly beautiful woman that no one understands me.
To be fair, as a devastatingly handsome man who is often underestimated just to be a pretty face, I understand your pain. So,
All
You
right.
know,
What are we
you
comparing
are
here?
The second half elf I have ever met, and you're rude.
that
Pears
is
and
probably like the
nectarines.
least terrible thing I have been told about myself, so thank you. So we're not gonna. I don't, Captain. Do you think we're going to find that? I don't think we're going to find that, but it does
Yeah.
explain where the orb came into the equation potentially, or at least the Masengi bits.
So based on my general idea of the weather and the island, can I get an approximate triangulation of where I think she might have gone, like the ship that she was on might have gone down?
Let's roll some dice to answer that question, Rhunar.
Yay,
Um,
dice!
Are you proficient in navigator's tools?
I sure am.
Well, let's roll a navigator's tools
I
check.
am too. May I
with-
assist him?
You may. So you may roll with advantage using your intelligence as your ability modifier for the roll.
Okay. All right.
We're all
Oop,
pulling
I
for
gotta
you.
do-
The chat's pulling for you. God dang it, Bobby's pulling for you.
Advantage. Here we go.
Don't disappoint Bobby.
It only rolled once. Did it roll twice?
Just
Nope, I only
once.
see one.
Roll us one more time.
Okay.
That's pretty good though. 15, not bad.
Ooh, that's
There
That's
you
how
go.
you do it.
natural 20 for a total
Wow.
of 26.
Wow.
This is how we do
All
it.
right, so this is highly
All
unorthodox.
the secrets.
What do I usually put in the chat? Oh yeah.
You usually put like a kabam, a
Where's my
kapowie.
kapow? Oh, there's
a
my kapow.
kapow.
Kapow. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20.
Yeah.
Chat. There we go.
You know what we do need though is a 20, and then we need a 22, so we can do 20, 22. Anyways, yeah, with the natural 20, you have a pretty good feel that based on, you know, you go through this like beautiful mind moment where you see the equations, the triangulation and the hypotenuse squared of the different like vectors that you would follow to get to the points based on where the islands are and where you are and where she indicates that things happened. And you have a pretty good idea that you could possibly get, if you backtracked, you could get back to that location. Presumably. At least from the way the map looks, you think you could.
How far out would be approximately?
You'd probably backtrack a week.
Ooh. Well,
Yeah, Captain, I'm not the person to tell you what to do or what we're going to do, but I don't know if that's what we want to do.
I mean, out of character, real quick. What 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 was the overall mission? I mean, I got the impression that we were going after this thing.
We were technically, if I recall correctly, we're trying to find the ship
Mhm,
that was mentioned to the Dralian journals.
mhm.
We were also trying to, kind of find this orb just to make sure there was not an island of Mosengi murder shit happening at the same time as well.
Of course, now that we have the orb, we don't really know where the ship is.
Oh, we know where the ship is now.
Yeah, that's true.
Bottom of the sea.
Yeah, Farah
And-
knows where the ship is.
Hmm.
And even if we got to it, I don't know if we as a group have the ability to do anything about it.
Right, because ultimately yeah.
And you weren't near land when this happened.
No.
When this ship went down.
I think if
I
she was
don't
near
think
land,
I would have been in a boat if the ship had gone down near land.
what she
Alright.
said.
All right, I guess we keep going. I don't think we can go back that far.
Well, I mean, we could, but I just don't know what we do. How about in the morning we put it to Byron as well? We go talk to Tenoch, let him know what's going on, that sort of thing. But I think the consensus will be generally thus.
Okay. All right.
So, you ladies have a lovely evening. It was wonderful to see you. Enjoy the accommodations. Love this thing you're doing with the little magical bear. Very nice.
All right, boys. Out, 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 out. Sales is like, she ushers you out. Good Jesus, these guys.
I know they're
And-
worse than a landlord, shaking me down.
Well,
Won't even let me sleep.
to be fair, you didn't come fully clean, but I understand. Just go to bed. We'll deal with it in the morning. I need to sleep.
Is Tenoch out on the deck?
Yeah, I'm still out on the deck,
He's now a tentacle god.
concentrating on a magic eye.
All right.
Okay. I'll hold on to this. Seeing that you're busy, I'm going to hold on to this fear for a little bit longer.
Theo's just kind of hang out near Tenoch, light a pipe, and just wait for him to get done with whatever he's doing.
All right. Is there anything else that any of you want to do before taking a night's rest?
I'll get done with what I'm doing.
Okay. And you do not detect anything alarming.
Okay. And I see that Theo is standing behind me. There's nothing down there that I can see anyway.
That's good. She gave us the other orb, which I don't know what we do with it now. Can we use it to like relay messages back and forth or spy on each other?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
I'll give the other orb to Tenoch. I mean, we could keep them. They might come in handy.
yeah.
Always sell it.
Do
It
I
is a
know?
magical item.
So here's a mechanical question. Having attuned to the orb we have, is it like, I know it's a linked pair, but is it essentially like the same magic item? Is it one is a receiver, one is a sender, or do I know it all, I guess? Or do they work? Does one do the same as the other?
You could spend some time studying the two of them together, and you might be able to ascertain the answer to that question for sure.
But I do not at this point.
At this
know
point, you're
that.
not sure,
Sure.
but you
Okay.
could be a safe assumption that they're definitely a pair, and that
Right.
there's the possibility.
Okay. Yeah, I can study it, and it could prove useful.
Right.
I
Well,
don't like. that it's not on the ship that we're looking for anymore, but
That was a little. It was a bit of a thing,
I
but
guess we knew that or assumed that anyway.
well,
Hmm.
I mean, it could be worse. We could be having to like dive into a tentacle-infested wreck to retrieve it. At which point I'd say just leave it. So technically, we might be coming out ahead here.
It's true. I'll send a message to Nadar
Mm.
in the morning. Maybe he has some information corroborating her story. Anyway,
All right, I'm going
Yeah, I'm
to
gonna go
bed.
pass the fuck out.
So all of you head back to your quarters and take a long night's rest. Nothing strange happens. Feyre, you sleep very well, knowing that you're relatively safe off the water, kind of, in a larger vessel anyways. The rest of you, tired from the day, sleep well. You all enjoy the benefits of a long rest. And you wake up in the morning, and Alphonse has breakfast ready in the galley. The men are hoisting the sail, and the ship is continuing on its course south and east, unless you, Rhunar, the captain, have given it any sort of alternate orders in terms of the course.
No.
Okay. I need Rhunar, Byron, and Tenoch to each roll me a d20, please.
Half
I
elf
got-
exemption. Oh yeah.
I got an 8.
An 8. Okay.
I got
got
a 3.
4.
A 3. Okay.
High
And a
rollers.
4. All right. So you find yourselves waking up to a very calm ocean. There is a light breeze, a light wind that captures the sails, projecting and propelling your ship. And it is sunshiny bluebird skies, not a cloud in the sky. And you get the sense that it'd be nice if there was a little bit more wind, but it's nevertheless an easy day of sailing for you. Feyre, roll me a d20, please.
Ten.
Okay, perfect. Ish.
We all rolled
And
less than half.
and Theo, please roll a d20 as well.
You better not roll better than 10. Don't you do it. Damn
I
it,
somehow
you
got a
broke it.
35. That's
You
kind of weird.
broke it.
15.
Okay, very good. So, Captain, you are charting a course with your helmsman, Theo. I believe you perform the role as helmsman. You, what I would like, Rhunar, because you do have a map, you get a bonus to this check. You are essentially charting a course towards where? Towards Narisban?
Yeah, Narispan.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a d20 and add 1 to the result.
A D20.
Yep.
Okay, here we are.
Narisban?
Narisban.
And
Nah, Riesban.
Narisban.
All right, 17.
Very nice. Theo, as the helmsman, please roll a helmsman check with advantage.
pretty sure it's Narisban.
It could be any of those, depending on where you come from.
Narispan.
Narisban. Narisban.
That's good. Good I had the advantage because that gives me up to 18.
Okay, very nice. You chart a course and you find the sailing today to be very not just today, but over the next couple of days, very easy. The weather is good. You come to know your new passenger, your new crew member, a little bit better throughout the next couple of days. and you don't have any sort of strange, alarming encounters. Tenoch, perhaps you use the arcane eye from time to time to check upon beneath the surface, and you will, if you did so, you would find that there's nothing that draws any major alarm from you. The
We're
weather is
covering
good.
We're covering a couple of days.
Yeah, this is a couple of days. So in a
Okay.
minute, I'm going to ask if there's things that you want to do during that day.
Okay.
Or during those couple of days. But you have made your way farther to the southeast, traveling deeper along the coastline of a thick, lush jungle to the west. As you follow the charts that you purchased in Monmerg, showing you the trade routes to Narisban. Narisban.
Narisban.
That's right. Do you typically post anyone in the crow's nest, Rhunar?
Yeah, I would say it's part of somebody's watch. You know,
Okay.
Generally, I don't know if they would need to be up there 24/7, but you know,
Roll a d20 for me, please.
right. 18.
Very nice. Over this course of the next couple of days, as you're traveling south, are there things that you would like to do, conversations that you would like to have, preparations you would like to make? Let's start with Tenoch.
I would have the morning after that first night. I would have cast Ascending to my contact in Mariconia's organization, Nadar Kimbatul,
Yeah.
the Blue Dragonborn. And I would say, Nadar, we retrieved a woman from the ocean, from a ship. What's it? Hang on.
Pearl of Fire.
Pearl of Fire. Which had cargo from the Trident. Captain Saltmarsh. I don't know if that means anything to you. You can reply to this message.
A couple minutes pass, and in your mind's eye, you hear the familiar gruff voice of your companion Nadar, the man you for quite a while worked for while you were in Monmerg. He responds, "Ha, Tenoch, good to hear from you. Doesn't ring a bell, this captain, but perhaps this problem has taken care of itself." Question mark.
And then, I might have at some point probably cast, whether or not it's this next day but during these intermittent days, I would have cast a divination spell.
Okay.
Or rather, specifically used the spell divination.
Okay.
To
Tell me more.
Which of course allows me to ask a single question about something that may or may not occur within the next 7 days. So I think I will, of course, ask Mother Tiger if we does she I will say do you dream this Mosengi and our paths crossing soon?
You perform your magic, your communion with Mother Tiger, and you see for a moment, and then it's gone quickly, but you see for a moment a calm sea.
Why do I ask land gods things about the sea? Fuck.
We work with
Just
what we
enjoy
got.
the view.
Recalculating.
Okay. I will take that as a negative. We'll see what happens. I guess that's really all I specifically have.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything you want to do, or conversations you want to have, whether it's the next day or days later? Go ahead, Rhunar.
When I see that Tenoch is not chanting in a cloud of incense and spell casting, I will ask if he could use our new magnifying glass to examine the journal. See if he can decipher some things that we haven't been able to yet. Dralian's journal.
Magnifying glass?
Yeah. If you'll remember, we recovered a magical magnifying glass that doubles proficiency checks in Arcana and Investigation.
Oh yeah, Dr. Graw's magnifying glass.
Well, I don't know if it doubles it doubles something.
Is that
Dave, you
something
might
that
need to clarify?
Let's
is that
see.
something that I can use without attuning to it?
That's what I do. I don't know who currently has it.
It does not.
I
It
currently have
should,
it.
but it does
Oh.
not say that it requires attunement. So we'll say it doesn't. It's a uncommon magic item. It helps elucidate mysteries. While looking through the glass at an object within 1 foot of you, your proficiency bonus is doubled for any intelligence arcana or intelligence investigation check you make to uncover fine details that aid in your understanding of the object under investigation. You must be proficient in arcana or investigation to gain this effect.
Well,
I can't use it.
knowing that Byron had the magnifying glass, like Rhunar knew that, Andy didn't. I would have gone to Byron then, since I knew he had the magnifying glass, and we know what it does. So, what do you think, Byron?
Okay.
Well, I was going to use it, but
I think we need to
bring it back because it's this one I like.
So I don't know if he can do that both days or one day. I don't know.
I think you'd be able to do multiple days. I mean, the mechanic behind the journal, if I remember correctly, is that it will require you essentially to put yourself at risk of a exhaustion in order to gain advantage to elucidate. So it like takes all day, like a 24-hour day, to delve especially into the deeper mysteries of this. Essentially, it's a journal that's written in a code that Aubrich Dralian left behind that was stolen by our very own rogue, Mr. Byron Hern, from the Dralian estate long time ago. So yes, you would be able to utilize the magnifying glass as long as you have proficiency in Arcana or Investigation. You would gain that benefit of doubling your proficiency bonus. And you could do that, I would say, over the course of this journey. You could do that a couple of times. You could make a couple of attempts at it if you wanted to. within reason. You know, you're not going to do it every day, but it's quite exhausting. But you could, you could do three attempts if you want, just to be fair.
Okay. I know we're in the middle of Rhunar turn, right?
Well,
Yep.
I mean,
He's
that was
seeking
my-
you out. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if it's all right, I'll do it twice because the third day I'm going to spend pretty much walking around the ship, retarring. I have to find that one guy, and I have to give him 5 gold and apologize for kind of being rude with him for waking me up and pissing me off. And then
making him
walking
scrub
off
the
all
deck.
pissed off, so then I pissed him off. Now I feel bad about it, so...
And while you're being pissed off and apologizing for all that, I would just want to say thank you to Phantom for the advantage for the DM.
What?
Thank
Oh
you so
no.
much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
What does he need that for?
Thank you, Phantom.
Holy shit. That's a lot of advantage.
I think that's
Oh, wow.
Dun-dun-dun.
You'll never
Oh,
not
yeah.
have advantage.
No, it's all good.
that's just the price of redeeming the
Yeah, you guys don't need to worry about all the details. I'm just
Yeah,
thanking a
that's-
friend for doing me a solid.
Oh, right,
yes,
those
so-
channel points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Byron, if you wanted to do some investigation, you could certainly do that.
Can I do 2 rolls in a row?
Yeah, let's do one at a time. So
okay.
let's do
I'll do
the
my
first
first
one.
roll using one of my 2 advantages
Okay.
with the magnifying glass.
Now, the idea behind this is that there are levels of difficulty that are already
Yep.
set within the journal that Byron is rolling against to be able to utilize his experience with this journal to unlock new entries from the journal. So go right ahead, sir.
So that's technically an 18 because I used the magnifying glass.
Okay, so with the bonus, you get an 18. Okay, great. So yes, you do. You have a breakthrough moment,
Oh, sweet.
and you unlock journal entry number 6.
Ooh.
So let me bring that up for a second here.
It's just how much I love spaghetti. It's weird.
Spaghetti? Who doesn't
Turns
love
out
spaghetti?
big spaghetti fan, Dralian.
I have deciphered the next clue in the jungle mysteries. Spaghetti.
Give me a second here. There's so many
Super
entries.
important.
There we go.
Jungle.
I'm going to show
mystery.
this to everybody, and while you read this, I'm going to run to the bathroom and then come back because I've
All right,
been
go
like,
for it.
I've got my legs crossed for like the last 20 minutes, so I'll be right back.
That's okay.
Not a worry.
So read that. I'll be right back.
Nearly scuttled in Amadio Bay, Solana has sought refuge in the port town of Narisbin on Olman's southern island. This small, insignificant island has provided a safe harbor for the Griffin Wing, and Captain Solana has sent word of open-air markets full of rare spices, exotic herbs, fine fruit, and fantastical creatures. He sends word, rumors of a damaged map that has been discovered. It is said to reveal the location of a vast treasure of immense power. Could this be the map we seek?
This just in, kids. Yes, it is.
The map is written.
Oh,
on the
it is on
skin
the. It is on the. I didn't
it's
know it
just
was on the
of a
stream.
person.
It's not made very large though.
If they zoom,
Their
they
narration
can
was
read it.
important, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, that's true.
Now do it in German.
Und. I don't know any German actually.
Meine
think that-
I think
Butterschön ist
und is a word.
gestohlen.
I don't know.
Dead
Just
air
sound
challenge, go.
angry.
Well, since we've got the dead air, how about that local sports team?
All right, so
Yeah, sports ball. Love that.
So that this takes like what, 24 hours? So Byron's just done
Alright,
for
sorry
a
about
little
that.
bit.
Yep.
What'd you figure out?
He
Well,
narrated it to chat.
Oh,
I
what a
did.
guy.
I did do that. I didn't realize I could see it.
they may have found a map, but we don't know if they got the map, where the map goes, where the map is.
But we do know that Narisbin has many good trade opportunities.
Rare spices. I'm there for some rare spices.
Yeah.
Get that blue eye glow permanent on.
What about
you
the
know.
fine fruit? You guys have already kind of
Yes.
become
Oh, yeah.
experts in fruit fights.
We're
We
done
are
with
in
fruit.
fact
Delicioso.
experts in the
Done.
fruit trade. The map is probably in the blue box that we haven't opened in 3 seasons.
We've tried so hard to get it open.
So you have unlocked entry number 6. Did you were going to
Yes.
roll a second time?
Yep, I'm gonna roll a second time.
Okay.
I will burn my second advantage as well.
Good decision.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That would be a 22 with
Wow.
the magnifying glass.
I think that's one of the
I
highest rolls
I want to
we've
put
ever
this
done
in perspective for people
on
who are
this.
watching that maybe haven't been watching for 1,000 episodes since we started this damn thing. Like, you guys have had a challenge getting rolls this high.
Yeah.
We have.
I'm like a proud father. I really am.
It's like the proud papa.
I don't think we've ever cracked the
I don't
20s,
think-
have we?
No, we've
No.
gotten, I think, 2 in the 20s.
Okay.
Yeah. Byron tends to roll like 15 or below on these things.
And below, you get nothing.
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second here.
So thank you, North Shore DM,
You're welcome.
for my advantages.
You son of a bitch. All right, so
What
you've
bullshit?
unlocked.
How much
You've
did we get?
unlocked number 14.
Ooh,
Andy, you got 2.
I got 2. earlier.
Everybody got 2. Dave and I both got 1 because.
Oh, I have one more. Thank you so
Well,
much.
no, that was from before. The ones I gave at the beginning, if you track those already.
Oh, no, I didn't. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
I've
So
got
you got
3
total. One from me.
Thank you, sir. Are you going to narrate this one?
I can.
Do it.
I have been forced to suspend all secret activities. I focus on a solution to my business predicament. My family in Grad Sul have refused to continue their investment for fear of a total loss. Can I blame them? Nevertheless, I continue my study. Legends from the Amadio, what many think are simply musings of Mad Rial, gone mad with fever. Something about celestial events, a comet called Hyakutaki and its cycle, orbiting the cosmos, perhaps a rival of Luna and Selene? Upon its visit to Orth, only chaos, destruction, and a strange omen word that is loosely translated as rebirth. It's enough to keep my eye to the sky.
That's bad. All of that is bad.
Yeah, it didn't sound good.
What could,
None of that is good.
that's all. That's,
We're gonna die.
That should be reassuring.
Yeah, TPK.
Is that what
Get to
that
use our
mysterious
That's why we have
device
the
was we
emotes.
found in the tower?
More like OPK. Oh, Earth Party Kill.
Whoa. Or TOK. Not to be confused with
Total
TikTok.
Earth.
Total Orth kill. All right,
It's going to be
moving
a
on.
TikTok.
Those are great entries.
Yep.
That's full of important information, yeah. So that
All right,
takes you
and then-
like 2 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And one day in between, I will have met with the one guy and given him 5 gold and apologized for yelling at him. And then basically worked on the ship.
Okay.
So it's not someone else.
Before we move on, Kirk, quickly give me a carpenter's tools check as you seek to do basic maintenance on the ship. As everybody knows, when you're sailing hundreds of miles in the Azure Sea, your ship is likely to take some wear and tear, and that's why you have a skilled boatswain amongst the crew.
A 14.
Very good. Yes, you and the crew, as assigned, work together. You directing their efforts, perhaps, and getting in there a little bit with your own elbow grease to maintain the ship and do so very effectively. I don't know, Farah, is there anything that you, as a new member of this crew, would seek out or would want to know, or conversations that
Okay.
you would want to have? Not to put you on the spot, but giving you an opportunity.
Yeah. Well, during the day, I would like to, play some music, maybe sitting on the deck, just to kind of ingratiate myself with the crew to like lift spirits and maybe improve people's opinion of me, as something useful. And okay.
As you're doing so, roll a performance check for me with advantage.
Okay. $32.
Wait, what? 30.
I think she's good at that.
She does have a plus 13
God damn.
Wow.
Arts.
Okay.
and rolled a 19. So yeah.
So you
Did I mention I was a prodigy? I'm a prodigy.
Indeed. With this particular effort, whether it's one song or it's a number of songs that you play over the course of a couple of days, or however you sort of envision this happening, you get the sense that this once hardened sort of skeptical crew, the kind who perhaps still adhere to those backwater superstitions of women being bad luck on a ship, for example, or those who would be, perhaps aroused to, I don't know, nefarious thoughts with the welcome of a strange woman aboard, seem to be put at ease, or at least put into a mindset of acceptance. And you get the sense that you even see some of the crew members who may have been hardened and unwelcoming in the early moments of your arrival, kind of tapping their foot. Or and Rhunar, you would definitely notice during these performances that the crew's morale sort of improves, and they seem to be working in tandem with each other, like they're kind of on a rhythm, and it just kind of seems like things are clicking really well. And you because you're the captain, Rhunar, you would pick up on the fact that the musicianship coming from your new passenger, crew member, I'm not going to put a label on anything, but this new person that's aboard your ship is having an effect on the crew, and it's a positive one.
And I'll wander around too if I see somebody who's struggling with something. I'll be like, I think, like, why don't you give it another go? And I'll, cast bardic inspiration here and there and just try to make people like me.
And it works. You get the sense, especially there's a couple of party member or a couple of crew members who are particularly engaging with you. Emil, the cook, the guy who runs the galley, he really enjoys listening to your music, and late at night he might even sort of sing a little bit as you're playing, kind of reliving some of his experiences. And everybody in the crew realizes and experiences the fact that his food is a little bit better. Like, the food tastes a little bit better, and the morale of the crew seems to be improving.
He just needed a little bit of encouragement. And then also, I will see if there's any time I could get any kind of privacy. Like, on the ship, I take it's pretty tight quarters.
It is. It's not a huge ship, but you could work it out with sails where you could have some time alone in the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm really sure I'm alone, I'll cast Sending.
Okay.
All right. I got it. Hello, Cricket. It's me. I'm sorry about my last message. I'm safe now, aboard the Good Buddy. Please don't look for me. I love you. And then
On
he can
point.
reply to that.
Yeah, a couple of minutes pass. Or not minutes, but a couple seconds pass, and you hear the familiar voice of Cricket. Says, well, it's good to hear you're okay. Please come home at some point. I do miss you. And I love you. And that's it.
All right. I of course I will, try to get into everybody's hair to see like what's going on, because there seems to be all these secret like meetings happening, but I'm not particularly good at investigation.
A lot of secret meetings. I don't know if that's a good management strategy or not, but it seems to be working so far.
Well, we don't usually tell the crew all the shenanigans we get up to, so.
We're going to have a secret meeting now. Everyone should be cool.
I would say this, like, just so, because of, like, we're integrating a new character and all that kind of stuff, you, over the course of the next few days, especially Rhunar and others as well, but Rhunar from sort of a management perspective and, like, ship crew sort of dynamics, you see that Feyre has improved the sort of the vibe, right? So, like, people are happier. Things are, like I mentioned before, things are clicking. The crew is more productive. The food is better, etc. So you and probably some of the others too. I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I will just sort of point out to Rhunar that you definitely are starting to see like there's a value to this new individual aboard the ship.
Right. Okay.
Whether that, translates to sharing every secret that you guys have worked up over the last however long it's been, a year or whatever it's been in game, I don't know at this point, but certainly you get the sense that she is she's not just another person off the sea.
We'll leave out the vampire part.
I was saying, Theo leads with that. So you ever let a vampire out of a sealed tomb and doomed a whole small town?
Oh, shit. I
Me
will
neither.
say,
Don't know why I brought that up.
you share the things that you think are appropriate to share with her
Right.
at the time. You've just met her, so we won't. We can play that out however you want to. But I will say this: that at a certain point, probably about a week later, from when Feyre was rescued from the sea, you notice, and it's the individual in the crow's nest that spots a ship just off the horizon, barely visible, that seems to be following.
Follow me.
It's been there for a day. It's been there for 2 days. On the third day, it's unmistakable.
So it's gaining on us?
It could be using the same wind we are.
They could be.
Should we maybe have a bird go check on it?
Do we have one of those?
I have a bird.
We do.
I seem to recall there being a bird around here that may be some sort of familiar type thing.
We could.
Unless, of course, Feyre, can you use magic to cast your senses out and see what's happening on that boat?
It's a joke.
I can do
Well, I might
Literally what
have
I
a
do.
spell that would work.
I'll let you two figure it out then. Wonderful.
We could put Chuck in a rowboat and just tow him on a really long rope.
that. You know what? That's a better idea.
How
Let's get
about
all of our
I-
rope.
What?
Just
So
float him out there.
I cast polymorph on myself, and I turn into some kind of bird. What do I got?
An osprey?
Sure. Hopefully they have enough intelligence to figure out what that is.
Oh, yeah. They're so smart. And they fly well over ocean water.
But also,
More importantly.
please do remember that polymorph only lasts for a certain amount of time,
I was
which may
gonna
or may
say.
not be.
I wasn't going to say
Why would
anything.
she in
God
that
damn
boat?
you.
It's
of
up to an
speed.
hour.
Okay,
Feyre
that's
lasted
know.
one session. She is now adrift at sea again, and we'll see her
on the-
Pick up my
next time.
corpse from the
The
sea.
ship is on the horizon.
No, it's
She was a great
Having
character,
done
though.
this myself
hour.
before in a different game, I just want to point it out.
Okay.
Without even having to roll, I would say that it's longer than an hour's journey to go to get
Oh.
close to the ship. You could still certainly do whatever you want to do, but you wouldn't be able to get to the ship itself.
okay. Well, I'll go for about a half an hour and then turn around.
Sure. You see that actually as you get out there, it's not one ship. There are 3 ships. And the one thing that you are able to see is that they all fly a similar color on the high mast. It is a black flag flapping in the wind with a skull and a crossbones.
Mm,
Yes. Yes.
Ah, damn.
okay. And I will return. Can I read any of the names on the side of the ship?
You can't. You don't get that
Too
close.
far away?
Yep.
Okay.
Pirate ship A, pirate ship B.
And do they have visible cannons or anything?
Cannons aren't really a thing in this sort of milieu. But no, you don't really see much more. In fact, just the black sort of skull and crossbones flag was a little bit of a gift of knowledge. But you don't really see much else besides that. That seems to stick out, though. You've seen that before.
Okay.
You know what that means.
Well, right. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll return and say, we got pirates.
Did you just turn into a bird?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Are you jealous?
I'm more interested
You
in
teach
what
me
you
how to
just
do
saw
that?
out there.
That is a powerful gift.
I would never say
Thank
out loud
you.
if I was. More importantly, Captain, we should get the fuck going.
Yeah, let's just. I'm gonna start barking orders to Fritz to make sure that we're catching all the wind we can catch right now. And I see we got this map.
I could throw the bones.
Do we go towards land
We should definitely throw the bones. I like the throwing the bones idea.
or just keep to the water and try to stay ahead of them? They could have a bigger, faster boat.
But the bones, we'll ask the bones.
Well, if I see them like trying to get ready to do something, I'll be like, I'll look over and say, I hope it works out all right. And I like give him inspiration.
I hope so
I love
too.
bards. That's great.
That is a D8.
Say, thanks.
Think positive.
Yeah. I would cast a divination spell.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not actually going to throw the bones in that way, which would be augury, which is unuseful in this instance, unless those are really fast ships. Fucking cartel speedboats.
They are
Um,
indeed cigarette boats. No, they're not.
Pirates. So much cocaine on those boats, though.
What do you think all that
will
cane
ask-
was on Cybert Isle that they were growing?
That's fair.
You guys
That's
never
fair.
you guys
It's
never
just-
really delved into that, but
Yeah,
this is a cocaine fueled campaign. No,
yeah.
just kidding. Never done cocaine.
I
will, though.
will.
No.
I will ask. w- um, how many days do we have before these 3 are upon us?
You burn your incense and perform your ritual of divination. And your eyes close and you breathe in the smoke, and it sort of takes you above and away from your physical body, and you see out over the ocean momentarily, and you see the ships approaching quickly as if they are preparing to board. And you look up at the stars, and because of your knowledge of the constellations of your homeland, you can tell immediately that it is within the week, within days.
I just realized that's not the question I should have asked, but that's okay.
Divination is
Captain.
badass, by the way. It
It is.
so
I really
good.
hate as a person. I hate that I use it, but
No, I love
is-
it. I like that
but
you
it
use
is-
it personally.
But it is.
So
It is like central to.
yeah,
It is central to the character as opposed
Yes.
to just any other random ass
Yeah.
cleric who's going to cast.
No, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
it
cast
means-
divination.
right, exactly. It's part of like your bit, like the whole vibe of Tenoch. So
Yeah.
I love it. Anyways,
I will yell out when I'm done. Captain, we have a day, 2-3 days at best. Are there any islands near here? Any
you consult the charts.
any place we could perhaps find a more favorable corner?
If you consult the charts to answer that question, you could roll a navigations tools check.
I will do that.
Yep.
Theo would love to assist with that.
So advantage.
Would that be with intelligence?
Yes.
Or okay. Oh yeah, 25.
Well, there you
Oh
go.
shit!
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Damn, son.
Let me just quickly look at the map here. Yes, there is a small island chain off the coast of the Hook that you could potentially. Actually, it's not even off the Hook. It is in. It is in Amadio Bay on the maps. You are within days of arriving in Narisbon right now. But there is a small island chain that you could try to lose them in.
I say we go for it. What do you guys think?
I do not have a better option.
If not lose them, at least a place we could narrow the playing field. In the jungle, if you are to fight things, sometimes it is better to control the ground you fight on. Fighting a tiger in the open is folly, but perhaps in a narrow cave, you will be less abused.
See, that's smart. I don't think that we have a real good chance against 3 ships.
Yeah. Well, if anything, we could possibly keep ourselves from being surrounded.
I do got some really, really crazy ideas.
Oh, really?
Go on.
So,
Of course.
Rhunar,
Honestly.
you could jump in with your helmet and swim to their ship. And just wait till they sail by and sneak on. And we could plant bombs in their ship. And then when they catch up, you could jump to our ship and we blow them up.
We have bombs?
We have bombs.
Yeah, do you
We have
bombs
Theo.
on
You
this?
just need to take Theo.
What's a bomb?
I think we're better off.
You gonna blow up?
He has the
Rick?
he has the crime thing.
Are we Navy
Uh,
SEALs?
Technically, the captain is a Marine, and I have
I'm-
done ship-to-ship combat, but that
Yeah.
is not the point. Perhaps we save the crazy tactics for when we are in a better position to use them. Like, do not be wrong. I may have been inspired to hone that arcane technique I believe you are referring to as a war crime, specifically for scenarios for dealing with other ships. So if it comes to a fight, we have options. But as our fine silver-haired companion just pointed out, 3-1 is not good odds. Not unless we leverage some things.
Yeah. I had another idea just now. And then I'll just kind of look over at the ballista with the flaming cages.
Yeah. You're thinking the same thing I'm thinking, Byron.
And then I'll look over at Rhunar and I'll smile really big and I'll be like, you haven't used one of these weapons before.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, I can't say you're wrong on that. That's okay.
Either way, we want to be just fighting one of those boats at a time. We don't want to get surrounded, overwhelmed.
What if we pulled into like a bay?
It might help. I mean, they could still kind of
We've got
pull in
nowhere
and
to
surround
run.
us, but
Well, we'll have to see what our options are. Unless someone can turn into a turtle dragon and help us take care of things. It looks right at Feyre.
Wait, you can turn into dragons?
You can turn into a turtle?
I could
Infinitely
probably
more
turn
useful
into
than
a
dragons.
turtle, but I don't know that I can turn into a dragon. I'm gonna have to research a little bit more, but I could go longer than an hour. I just have to keep casting.
Well, if push comes to shove, certain large whales are known to beach entire vessels. So if we find ourselves in a bad spot, not a terrible idea if that's an option.
Who are you calling a large whale?
I'm saying you could turn into someone's mother-in-law if the moment struck you.
Oh my god. Theo's gonna get murdered in his
All right.
sleep.
so I'm gonna set a course
Perhaps.
to those islands.
Are there shoals on your charts?
I hope so.
Feyre's just like shooting daggers at Theo.
Yeah, the charts don't really show a ton of like the bathymetry of, you know, they show where the islands are and where the coast is, and even that is like.
But we don't have like soundings and stuff.
No,
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty rough. Yeah.
You gotta do it old school with.
We don't have
boxes
like an Anna Meyer on staff who can like do amazing cartography.
But we do have options to access to her maps out of character if we need them for reference, because Anna B. Meyer's Greyhawk maps are amazing.
That's true,
They-
and we actually, Kirk, why don't you drop that into the chat for people? Check out her maps because they're epic.
AnnaBmeyer.com/Greyhawk.
Ba-da-da-da-da. All right, so you are going to Rhunar and crew seek refuge amongst the islands that you have identified on the map.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and why don't you roll a water vehicles check for me with wisdom as your modifier. And Feyre, why don't you do me a favor and roll a d20 for me?
I'm going to use one of my
Alrighty.
advantages for this.
Okay.
Natural 20?
Whoa.
Hopefully
I couldn't have rolled better
the bad guy.
myself. I
That's
couldn't have
not-
rolled better myself.
Is that for the enemy?
I just want to go ahead and I just want to thank our new player, Ashley, for joining the crew. Her skills with the dice are unparalleled, and I'm very excited to see what happens because as the good buddy dips, as it were, into the islands to seek refuge, perhaps gain an advantageous position against 3 pirate ships that seem to be fastly closing on your position, we are going to end tonight's session, and we will pick up there next week when we jump back into Beyond Saltmarsh. Thank you so much, my friends. That was very fun.
Hooray.
Ashley, welcome.
Here.
Thank you for joining us.
Yay.
Everyone's so happy to be back. This is great. Everybody who's watching, thank you so much for joining us. Darth Surrealish, amazing. I had a blast playing with you the other day, by the way. Time Lord's wife, always a pleasure to see you. Tythalanos, Lori Pub, what? Go with them. Thank you, Urbaz, Death. Okay, Greyhawk, Commander Root. I think that's a bot. Andy G3D. I think that's Andy. And the rest of all you great people. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. We'll be back next week with Beyond Saltmarsh, but even more importantly, we'll be back here tomorrow night
Hell
because
yeah.
we're playing Svealand, Midwinter Keening, same time, same
Midwinter.
place. What I would like to do right now is to find somewhere that we can raid. Give me one moment. Last week we raided Phoenix, and then he went straight to a raid. So I mean, I guess we double raided. So that was cool. Hey, we have a raid emote, by the way, now. So that's cool. Use it.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. You know who we're gonna raid? We're gonna raid Stella Luna. Everybody,
Secrets
thank you
of
so
Saltmarsh.
much. Please hit her up with some great emotes from Guild Superior. We appreciate you. We love you all for being here. Thank you so much. This is gonna be great if we can get. There we go. We're gonna do this. Channels intended for mature audiences. I think we can all handle that, right? Let's do
I'm pretty
that.
immature.
Yeah, we're
Saucy.
not very mature.
Bye,
Yeah, I'm gonna
everybody.
get kicked
Thanks a
out.
lot. We appreciate you. Bye.
Bye.